Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Rita's Delicious Dishes. Today I'm going to be preparing two recipes, actually. One is a traditional Greek salad, but it's from the villages of Greece, of which there is no lettuce. So it's a salad made without lettuce that is still very, very delicious, and I think you're all going to find it to be that way. I actually have added a few extra things that they do not add in Greece because I think it improved the salad a bit, and it's some of the things that I really enjoy eating anyway. So I'm going to get started with the Greek salad, and we're also going to make a dish that I woke up one morning and felt like, what can I make today that's really quite delicious and healthy for us that isn't something I've made before? And I came up with something called the Greek stack. So I think you're going to enjoy that as well. So I'm going to get started with the salad simply because when the dish is done and I want to eat, I want my salad to be ready as well. So I'm going to prepare the salad first and then we'll move on to the Greek stack. So I'm going to start with a beautifully ripe tomato. It's most important that we try and find, even though it's winter time, we can find tomatoes. I love to buy vine ripe tomatoes that are really, really well ripened. And you really need, I'm going to make this salad for 2 people. If you want it for 4, you just double up the recipe. So I've got a beautiful vine-ripe tomato sitting here, ready to go, with my trusty Cutco knives that I spoke about the last time. So we're just going to slice the tomato, and the tomato is cubed. I'm sorry, and just big enough to be bite-sized pieces. So you don't want to have to really cut through this salad. You just want to kind of be able to pick it up piece by piece and eat it. So I'm going to chunk it in bite-sized pieces. Please be careful as you do this, especially if you have your sharp knives. I recommend cutting it down the middle, then through the sides, and then cutting the chunks. So we have 1 tomato chunked. So I'm going to put it, I like to put it in a little bowl like this. I share the salad with my significant other, and we eat out of the same bowl when we have our salad, this salad especially, we eat out of the same bowl. I also like English cucumbers. Some people call them European cucumbers. They're a very long cucumber, and they are very thin as opposed to other cukes, and they have very few seeds. It's also the cucumber we use to make tzatziki, which is a Greek yogurt dip. So I'm going to use this one. I need to just rinse it because we should be rinsing all of our vegetables, as you know. So rinse them all off. I pat them dry so we don't have any water in the salad. And then I'm going to cut these up in bite-sized pieces as well. So I get about that much cucumber for 2 people. It works just right for us. And I do cut it so I can get a straight piece. If you try and cut the piece when it's curled like this, it gets more difficult to cut through the cucumber properly. So if you cut it where you can get a straight line, and then just chop them up in bite-sized pieces, you'll find it much easier. So we're almost done with the cucumber. There. We'll put that in there. I like a little extra cucumber. I enjoy everything in the salad, but I do love cucumbers. The next thing I add, which they do not do in Greece, is I add a sweet pepper. I don't put green pepper because green peppers traditionally, to me, are very strong and they take over the salad flavor. And I really don't want that to happen. I want all the flavors to blend together. So the sweet pepper adds that beautiful little extra value to the salad and flavor. So you just want to make them in little strips. They don't have to be too thin, but you can make them as thin as you like. I like them a little bit on the thinner side. So we just cut them nice and thin. And I'm going to put these on there. Very, very, ooh, it smells so good. Soon we'll have smell-o-vision, I know we will. So we'll put the yellow pepper on the salad. It's starting to come together, as you can see, looking ever so beautiful and colorful. Ran away onion. The red onion now, you can chop this any way you like. I do like it rather on the thin side, and I don't put too much onion in because onion, especially red onion, can be very powerful at times and also take over the salad, which I don't want to do. So we'll just use a bit of onion, just like this. Leave it on the top. And then the last but not least, excuse me, I almost forgot my capers. This is another little addition that I do to the salad because I love the little salty, briny taste that they have. So I'm just going to put those here and there all over the top of the salad. We're almost done. They call this salad in Greece choriatiki salata. And I speak Greek fluently and I love to use my language when I can, so I'm just kind of splurging a little this morning and enjoying my language with you. So that's basically almost done with the exception of the last 2 things. One is, in Greece, you do not get a salad with chopped feta or crumbled feta. Traditionally, the salad comes to the table with a slab of feta. And it's always a wonderfully made feta. These are imported fetas that I use. I remember telling you I use all imported cheeses. So this is called Dodonis feta. So I actually bought a package just so I can show everybody exactly what it looks like. Here's the name. It's Dodonis, D-O-D-O-N-I-S. It is absolutely the most wonderful feta you'll ever put in your mouth. Love, love, love it. The package is red, white, and blue. It almost looks like it belongs to us in America, but it's actually shipped in from Greece, and it's actually from Dodonis, Greece. So when you eat this feta, it is smooth and silky in your mouth, and it's not super salty. It's just the most perfect feta cheese that God ever created, I swear. So I highly recommend it, and the only place I'm really able to find it close by is Market Basket. They did have it at Big Y in Kingston. I went the other day because it was closer to me and I thought I could get it there, but they had none. So I traveled to Market Basket. I'm more than happy to go because the cheese itself is so worth it. So this little box is about, it was $6.49, I believe, and there's quite a bit of cheese in here. And it also comes with something really important for all of you, and that is the brine. Cheese will last a very long time, especially feta, as long as it's in a brine, which is a salted water. So it keeps the cheese intact. If you took the salted water out and put fresh water in and put the cheese back in, it would drain the cheese of salt, and then it would become like cream cheese. So you've lost the feta cheese. So having the brine in here and being able to leave it in here, you could have this for months in your refrigerator and not worry about a thing. It will just get tastier and tastier. So I brought this especially so everybody could see what it is and make the trip to Market Basket. Also, you can buy it open stock at a place in Brockton called Athena International. It's on Pleasant Street in Brockton, so if you happen to be in that area, you can Google it, get the address. I think it's 753 Pleasant Street in Brockton. I used to buy it there all the time because I worked in Brockton, so I picked it up and brought it home. I made my own brine, and the man who owns the store taught me how to do that. But that's for another time if you need to know about making brine. So right now we're going to finish off the Greek salad, the choriatiki salata, by sliding this beautiful piece of Dodonis feta right on top. I'm going to try and set this so you can all see it. It's really quite beautiful. And then we're just going to drizzle, and then traditionally in Greece, you get olive oil and red wine vinegar on the table. But last year I was there and I started to see some balsamic vinegar. But traditionally Greek salads is red wine vinegar and extra virgin olive oil. So that's what I'm going to use. I do the vinegar first, just a little bit over the top and all around the sides, just a little bit. Vinegar is very, very strong, as you know. And here's my beautiful, with my little lids that I talked about last week, zigzagged all over the top. Lovely. A little salt and pepper goes a long way. The salt goes a long way. A good amount of pepper. And of course, the Greek spice, oregano. Just a little bit. Remember, oregano is very, very, very strong, so you don't need a lot. And voila, here is our beautiful Greek village salad, complete. Did that take 10 minutes? Not even. It smells wonderful, and I'm sure the film crew, when we're done, is going to have a bite, and they'll be able to tell me how wonderful it is. So we'll set that aside. There's the finished village salad. I'm going to get rid of some of these things. And now we're going to begin Rita's Greek stack. So it starts with chicken, which I have ready already. And we don't need to pound this one because actually it's a very thin, tender little piece of chicken. You can make this with pork, a boneless pork chop. You can make it with a turkey burger or a chicken burger or even a hamburger if you're into eating a lot of red meat. I try not to eat too much red meat. I eat a lot of chicken, a little bit of fish. I would like to eat more fish, but it doesn't seem to happen. I'm trying and working on that, but I do eat a lot of chicken. I truly enjoy it. So I put a tiny bit of, again, we put a little bit of oil in that pan. We don't need a lot. Remember, a lot of calories are in there. Even though it's good for us, we certainly don't need to put a lot in there. So I'm going to use my tongs, put the chicken in here. You don't even have to wait for it to sizzle this time, you guys. Just set it in there. We need to be sure to add some salt and pepper and season it up. A little salt, a little pepper, a little bit of oregano, tiny bit, and of course, garlic. Love garlic. All Greeks love garlic. Many people love garlic, which is really good for you, so it's a good thing to be using. So we're going to let that cook, and while that's working and cooking, we're going to get some green beans steamed. So this is going to be part of the stack. In the meantime, while the green beans are cooking, it's not going to take very long, I actually chose to use these green beans called, I think it's French, called haricots verts. They're very small, but they're very tender. And you can buy them in most any of the markets. I get them most times at Trader Joe's, but this time I bought them at Market Basket when I was buying the cheese. I noticed they had them as well, so I grabbed a bag. You can buy fresh if you like. Personally, I think frozen beans work really, really well. And what happens to me when I buy fresh beans is sometimes they get pushed to the back of my fridge and I end up finding them and I can't use them. Now I have to throw them away. But frozen beans are just as good for you as fresh beans. So I keep them frozen and I'm able to not lose any of my foods. So, but the chicken is starting to sizzle, so we want to watch that. I'm going to turn it down a tiny bit. I have a couple of plates all ready to go for our chicken stacks. I'm making 2 of them. One of them, they're going to be our dinner, as was last show's preparation. We enjoyed it that evening for dinner. It was just wonderful. So I've sliced up some tomato because it is part of the stack. You can see it's a nice, beautiful vine ripe, nice and red as they should be. Ready to go. I also have slices, little 1/4-inch slices of feta cheese, my beautiful Dodoni's cheese, because that's also part of the stack. And while the chicken and beans are cooking, I'm going to make the dressing for the stack. By the way, I wanted to show you all this beautiful little tripod that I got one time from a friend that I think is just a wonderful, wonderful unit to have for your salads. First of all, it has all 3 items: balsamic, red wine, and olive oil. It also serves beautifully on a table when you're having a dinner party. You just put it on the table and everybody passes it around and uses it, and it's a beautiful little thing. Everybody asks me about it. I'm not sure where I got it from a friend, but I don't know where you can get them today, but I'm sure you can find them online somewhere. Sometimes I've seen them with 4 bottles, with a 4th one being some kind of chili oil, which is kind of interesting, but not actually part of my cooking repertoire. But I'm going to build the dressing. I can get rid of this because I don't need it. I'm going to build the dressing for you, and you can use a balsamic of your own, bottled, that you like, or you can make your own. I prefer to make my own because it's quick and easy. So I'm going to add, I'm doing 1/3 olive oil and 2/3 balsamic vinegar. This is for my stack now. This is not for the salad. The salad's been dressed. On this, I prefer the balsamic. I thought it came out much better than a red wine vinegar finish. So I'm going to put the balsamic in here. Oops, my little tab got stuck. There we go. Okay. So that's about 1/3 red wine, balsamic, 1/3 olive oil, and 2/3 balsamic vinegar. I'm going to put a little dash of garlic in here, just a bit. A little shake of oregano, a little salt, and a little pepper. I love pepper. Oh, it smells so good. It truly smells delicious. Give it a little shake. Now, I know many people, all the professional cooks, whisk their olive oil into the dressing to emulsify it. I've tried it. I don't really see a big difference in the finished product, so I just do things quick and easy and simply keep them as delicious as I can. So it does not deter by using a dressing made this way as opposed to emulsifying your oil. If you want to do that, it's entirely up to you. I'm all about the quick and easy and delicious. So the chicken is coming, not quite browned on that side yet. Turn it up a bit. The beans seem to be coming along just fine. So here's how this whole thing pans out. You're going to take some of the balsamic dressing that we just made, and you're going to spoon it on the dish. So you're going to make a little puddle. Let me move this out of the way so I don't knock it over. There. The next thing that's going to go on there is the chicken, and it's coming along quite beautifully now. It's browning up. You want to keep it nice and moist. People have a tendency to dry chicken out. I like my chicken nice and moist. It should not be pink at all. It should be white. The only thing that I know that we can eat that's a little pink is either lamb or pork. And beef, those 3. But chicken and turkey, never. It should be cooked through thoroughly, but not dried out. So you want to watch it carefully. And you should season both sides, which I'm going to do the second side now. Oh, Smells so good. I love my food. Can you tell? And thank goodness all my friends do too. And my significant other, more than anything, loves to eat at home. We find sometimes we go out to dinner, you know, and as much as we love to go out and be served, sometimes you go out, spend all kinds of money, and you come home and you go, our dinner last night was twice as good, which makes me kind of sad. So we do eat at home a lot, but we do go out occasionally and enjoy that kind of fine dining, you know, somewhere where someone cooks for me, which I absolutely love, of course. It's nice to have someone cook for you, but I do enjoy cooking at home quite a bit. So we do a lot here. Coming right along. So if you have your own balsamic vinegar, which balsamic dressing, which you buy from, bottled from the store, that's quite all right. Just put it in there. It's all going to be fine. Don't go through all this if you don't need to. But I do want to stress that I want you to really look to start buying Dodoni's feta cheese. It is a little pricier than the other cheese, but the biggest difference is it's not dry. You know, sometimes you get feta cheese and it's, I don't know, you take a bite. I eat cheese just by itself. That's how you get the real taste of cheese. Not with a cracker on it, not with something else. It's just by itself. You really get the flavor of it. So this, as opposed to what you buy in the store, there is no comparison. I actually have had friends just taste it like that and they go, oh my goodness. And now they've become feta cheese snobs. And they're not even Greek. So I guess you don't have to be Greek to be a feta cheese snob. You just like really good cheese. So my chicken is coming along beautifully. It's getting to be the color that I like it to be. I'm going to try and see if I can get that little picture of it. There you go. Smells so good. Woohoo! The beans are done. And I think the chicken is almost there. Another minute or so. I do have a tendency to flip things around just because I'm standing here and like to keep moving. I'll turn the fan on a little bit to keep it nice in here. And we will begin the stack very shortly. Yeah, it is done. Okay, so we're going to take a breast and put it right in the middle of the dishes. Shut the stove off. Oh, I need those. The green beans are done. Oh, before I forget, here's the next layer. It's going to be the feta cheese. I want it on top of the chicken to get it nice and warmed up. One little slab there. One little slab there. Then we're going to put, oops, almost forgot. We're going to put a couple of slices of tomato in each one. Look how beautiful. Truly just beautiful. I don't know if you can get a shot of that before I finish it up. Here come the hot green beans right on top of those tomatoes. You can put as many green beans as you like because green beans are really good for you, low in calories, and certainly can fill your belly. Ooh, she's looking beautiful. And last but not least, we're going to put another little drizzle of dressing over the top. Just a little bit because there's dressing on the bottom. A little salt. A little pepper. And there you have it, my friends. A beautiful Greek stack. Done by me. I'm quite proud of myself because it's a wonderfully delicious dish. So healthy for you, so filling. This with your Greek salad and maybe a little piece of crusty bread will make a perfect dinner for everybody, and it's all done in less than half an hour. Actually, I think this was done in 20 minutes. So don't think for 1 minute that you have to spend lots and lots of time in the kitchen to make something so delicious and so good for you, because to me, these two beautiful dishes could not get any healthier, any tastier, or any more wonderful. I hope you all try it, and I hope you all tried the chicken parm done my way last time. I know one of my film crew did, and he said he loved it, loved it, loved it. Actually, I just found out that both film crew men made it for their families and loved the dish. So I encourage you to make all my dishes because I think they're all delicious. Thank you so much for joining us today for Rita's Delicious Dishes, and I hope you try them. Thank you.